We are all back today. Janet Wilson's back from recruiting, bottom right corner, obviously. I'm sure she has some stories from, the Walmart or wherever
Yeah.
you were scouting kids. Was it a good time?
Oh, I do have a story. So like the person that we went to go recruit, like the one of the kids on the list, um, we went to their house that was like 45 minutes away. And doesn't make no sense why they would pick that school. But then they told us why they picked that school. Apparently, they got a map of San Antonio and they told the little girl, "What school do you want to go to?" And she pointed on the map and then they picked our school. So lucky us, this little girl lives with chickens and ducks in her
Ooh,
house. So we went in the house and there were chickens and there were ducks just hanging out in the living room. And now she wants to go to the restroom outside when we go to recess.
I don't think those are positives.
I
I never
respect
said
what
they
she's
were.
doing.
she sounds like she's living my perfect life.
I said,
Yeah,
lucky us.
it sounds like she's got her life figured out pretty early. And I envy it. It's pretty cool.
Not when
She
she's
does
trying to
whatever
go to
the
the
fuck she
restroom.
wants.
Yeah, that's true. But I
Power
mean,
move.
not when she's trying to go to the restroom in front of 60 other kids. That's
Does she
kind
like make eye contact with you while she does it too?
That's called being comfortable in your own body. That's
no,
body
True.
She's a
positivity
fucking
right
golden
there.
retriever, man.
no.
True.
No, she hides. Like we have to make sure we keep an eye on
That's
her.
fun too.
She
That's a
hides.
good
That's
time.
better.
She's a good time. I can tell.
So then we're just like, where is she? And we're like running around the playground and trying to find
And
her.
you see her just popping a squat in tall reeds.
She's just pissing down the slide.
She's like popping a
Yeah.
squat, and you gotta like pick her up and move her, and like you're
It's like
leaking.
Daddy Daycare for sure. Yeah, it's like Daddy Daycare the movie. Like it's definitely crazy, but yeah, that was.
Well, if you have any more stories from this, just let them fly during it. Interrupt anything we're talking about legitimately because we're just talking about preseason.
Hey, 1-0.
It doesn't really matter. No.
Clap it up, 1-0.
True. That's true. Hey, we can't win
Hey,
all the
look.
games unless we win the first one.
Look, we're packing heat.
Packing
Look at
heat.
this queso on fire. Woo! Packing heat.
Oh no. Yeah, we killed them, man. Like, Bengals. You feel good about your team now? Packers starters did. I mean, they were trailing to the Bengals backups, but our backups were good.
Yeah.
Led by the Sean Clifford, MVP of the game, I would say. Right, Trevor? Big Sean Clifford guy.
Mm-hmm.
For those listening, Trevor's not a big Sean Clifford guy.
Nothing
I'm not
good has
either.
ever come from Penn State that wasn't a running back. Actually, Chris Godwin's from there. I take that back. Outside of running backs and wide receivers, nothing good has come of there.
Bo Nickel, MMA
No.
fighter. Joe Paterno.
Definitely not great.
He's great at some things. But let's talk about Sean Clifford. Obviously, he was the QB2. We drafted him. We said, why is he getting drafted by anybody, much less the Packers? I was a loud hater, and I'll apologize because I thought he looked pretty damn good. He has, I would call, Taylor Heineke energy in the game. Like, he does nothing confidently. It's all jittery, but it's high energy football. And he threw some fucking good balls. He played really good. Like, he threw the best passes he was the best quarterback in the game. I'm not sure if you could at least dispute that just on the field performance in this small sample size. I think he was for sure the best. Do you agree with that much, Trevor, or still no?
Yeah. I mean, just from what I saw too, it felt like he took more risks too.
Oh yeah.
And I would have thought that's when you want Love to take the risks, which is not great. But you can't argue that he didn't lay some dimes out there. He had some passes that weren't so great that we're going to talk about that may or may not have been his fault. But like, if we're talking about the best passes out of there, I think best passes of the game 1 through 3 on the Packers were all by him.
I mean, he was taking chances he probably shouldn't have taken, but he was throwing dimes the entire night. He finished 20 of 26, 208 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. First interception was on the right sideline. I believe from what I saw, it looked like the wide receiver was trying to fight to get over the ball like he was supposed to, which, you know, he would have been hit in stride then. When he went to do that, it looked like his feet got tangled up and he fell. So it felt to me that that was, you know, just sort of a bang bang play. It was the wide receiver's fault, but kind of nobody's fault. That's what that felt like to me. That was the pick six. There's a chance maybe he could have just thrown it into the dirt. I'm not sure if he could have completely tucked it, but that to me seemed like a wide receiver issue, since when they're crossing, they have to fight over. Like, why would you be running behind a defender? That's kind of Green Bay Packers 101. Keep running behind the defenders, but yeah, that's just a matter of playing with backups. I don't know. Did you see it differently or no?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he might have been able to tuck it, or I mean, it's tough because obviously you don't want him taking a sack with the ball up here, right? Then that's just a fumble, and like it's tough. And obviously, bang bang, first preseason. You'd rather have him not make the throw, but again, when the wide receiver's falling down, there's also not a lot you can do about that. You got to anticipate. So
I think he was also getting hit, which maybe contributed
okay.
to the decision too. I think he
Because
was
I
getting
mean,
hit.
if you're going to anticipate the wide receiver, like you have to in the NFL, like some players don't on this team, you gotta lead them. And so when wide receivers get tangled up, like that, just can't do anything about that. So that was the tough part for him.
And then the second one I think was just left off center there. Like again, it was that one for sure was the wide receiver not fighting for the ball. It could have been slightly inaccurate, but it was one where the wide receiver didn't fight in front of the defender. Defender just ripped it away. Like that was one who should have been caught. At the very least, should have been incomplete, and then the wide receiver just didn't do it. So didn't really help him out. It might have been a running back. I mean, that kind of contributes to that too. But overall, like he looked good. He kind of shut me up at least for a little bit in terms of why we drafted him. So if we're looking for a positive out of this draft class, I think we already have that. There's other rookies that did well in the game, but we can start with or go back to the very start of the game though and talk about Jordan Love. Jana, what was your overall thoughts of Jordan Love? He ended up only throwing 10 passes. I believe that's 2 series, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what was your opinion on the Jordan Love start?
Okay. I am trying to be super positive about the season coming up. And obviously, like, I am team Jordan Love, but he does have a lot of like really big shoes to fill. And I believe it was also, like you said, kind of shaky. I really don't think I saw enough from him. I still feel like, I don't know, I still feel really iffy about him. Now, the weapons that he has around him, I feel differently about. I feel confident in them, that they're going to help him out. It seems like the team believes in him a lot. So I'm just, right now, that's what I'm going to go with. But as far as seeing him on Friday, I feel like I still don't have like the big picture yet. I don't know.
To Janet's point, something that I think kind of maybe stands out a little bit is, and I know it's something that Green Bay has been working with Jordan Love on for the last 3 years, is, you know, he's obviously lofting the ball now, right? He's putting touch on these footballs. We saw it on that deep one to Romeo Dobbs, or to Christian Watson that got broken up, and we saw it on the touchdown to Romeo Dobbs. I understand that, you know, it's only 10 passes that we saw. It's a little different than Aaron Rodgers. You know, it feels like Rodgers zips it right in there. I don't know if that's something that to look forward to as a change this year. Not that it's a crazy change or anything, but you can definitely tell, and obviously it's 2 different players, but there's a different way of throwing the ball. It's going to be a different quarterback play this year.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing that I didn't like about it, and I understand obviously when it throws in the end zone, you can't throw for 20 yards when you're at the 10, but 7 for 10 for 46 yards. I understand it's one preseason game. I understand, you know, sometimes you're going to want shorter passes. Sometimes wide receivers don't make a move, but like, we got to get them throwing the ball more downfield more than that. Like, I mean, not even 7 yards per completed pass is just not good enough in the NFL. Like, I mean, if he goes 28 for 40 for what, 160 yards, like that's not good enough. And I understand some of that's play calling, and I understand it's the first preseason game, but like, he should be taking some shots, man. There's no reason he should be that short on those yardages.
I think that's fair. Obviously, small sample size, which you already said. So, like, if he completed that long one, obviously, again, everything looks completely different. He's averaging, 25 yards per completion, and everyone's freaking out. So, it's the difference between one play. That long one, it's kind of wild to see a lot of Packer fans say that was Christian Watson's fault.
Yeah.
Like, every time I get into the comment sections on Twitter, I get gaslit.
I stopped going.
I'm just confused.
Just to see me fight. You just get on there to see me fight.
I guess. Like, I don't know why that would be Christian Watson's fault. Some people said he dropped the ball, didn't touch it. That's fine. Jordan Love underthrew it. Like, he threw it inside the hash when it should have been outside. It was just a misplaced ball. And I think that's still my concern with Jordan Love. It was the day we drafted him. He's an inaccurate quarterback. And that's the thing Packer fans haven't been used to. Brett Favre, that wasn't the case. Aaron Rodgers, obviously not the case. And now, like, yes, there's going to be inexperienced bad decisions, but then the added layer to that is someone who's just going to miss throws when everything's fine. He can make the right read. The Luke Musgrave play was obviously an example of it. He just whipped it completely over his head. There's going to be those situations where Jordan Love just misses because he doesn't have a talented arm. And that's not even a shot. It's just the fact of the matter. And if we don't agree on that, then it's just one of those things like, okay, so we're just not watching the same game. So does that mean he can't be good? No. Matt Ryan's not an inaccurate quarterback. He won an MVP. He almost won a Super Bowl. Yeah, Matt Ryan. I don't know.
Kyle Shanahan won the MVP.
Correct. But I'm just saying, like,
yeah, I get you.
We need to relax on Jordan Love. I didn't think he looked that bad in this game. He had 3 terrible throws, and those were the 3 incompletions.
There was nothing in Jordan Love's game here to say, cancel the Jordan Love thing.
Yeah. I mean, it just is. Brian in the chat, do appreciate you chiming in.
Shout out, Brian.
Favre was a gunslinger, took the good and the bad. Absolutely. Yeah. Again, like, Brett Favre, one of the most talented football players of all time. Decision making, garbage. So, like if he made the right decision, you knew that was going to be incredible. He was going to make the play. With Jordan Love, it's just the added thing. If he makes the right decision, awesome. Now, can he make the throw? It's just an added layer that we're going to have to get through. And that's going to be the part where I feel like Packer fans are just going to get super frustrated.
Yeah. I wanted to bring up that Trevor, another Penn State alumni, is Phil from Modern Family.
Oh, he passes. He passed the test.
I didn't have a chance to say it.
But yet, to your point, Zach, too, like, look at the Packers' schedule to start the season. The Bears, the Falcons, and the Saints. Those teams are not very good. So if he's struggling with those teams, granted the Bears defense, say what you will about them, but if he's struggling with those teams, if he were to go out and struggle against the Broncos, nobody bats an eye. But if he struggles the first 3 games against those guys, like, they're going to be fires ablazing in Green Bay.
I think the Saints game will actually be kind of hard. The first 2, I think he definitely needs to be good. Mm-hmm. But I feel like the Saints isn't going to be easy. They still have decent players, and then Dennis Allen is smart enough to know that Matt LaFleur literally didn't change a thing from last year. Like, he's just trying to pick up and go. Like, he's still running the Aaron Rodgers offense. He's still not doing his own thing, which is really weird to see. So all Dennis Allen has to do is watch all of last year's tape to figure out what the Packers want to do, and then watch the first 2 weeks to see what Jordan Love will do, and then just beat the Packers. Like, it shouldn't be that difficult for him. Will he do it? I don't know, but I feel like he's smart enough to do it. So, and that's the first home game, right?
Yeah, and we will all be there. That'll be super fun.
Yeah! Can we?
Yeah, I'm not going to see you, Janet.
No!
Luke, I'll say what's up to you at halftime.
You're going to tell me that I'm too far away.
You were too far away, Janet.
Luke told me I was too far away.
No, we parked by the Red Lobster.
Janet, you're on the other side of the fucking city.
Red Lobster.
We weren't even in the same city. That was in Green Bay. You were in Ashwaubenon.
Point to Luke.
Well,
Okay,
okay.
no.
Then fine. Just tell me where you are so I can run to where you
All right.
are.
All right.
There we go.
Cool.
So yeah, Jordan Love, good and bad. The word is inconsistent, which has been the entire training camp. So we'll see how he does this week against the Patriots. Patriots are going to do some things, obviously. We shall see. I guess to tie a bow on the Jordan Love thing, I really hope he plays every preseason game.
Yeah. Yep.
Do we think he will, or do we think LaFleur's going to rest him in the third?
I think we will see him play. I think we have to see him
hope
play.
so.
I think that Gutekunst and LaFleur has to see him play.
Yeah, I was actually a little surprised he didn't play the whole first quarter here. But he absolutely has to play. If there were any questions, I mean, you got to look very good or be very established to not play all of them, in my opinion.
There's no more excuse to not play Jordan Love anymore.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
Like I said, I feel still iffy. I feel like we've only seen a smudge of him still. I feel like
you're right, Janet.
It would be like a necessity to see him.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna give 2 apologies. How about that? We're growing.
Oh!
What? Listen to this.
Write that
You'll see
down.
why I'm giving the second apology in a second. First apology was to Sean Clifford. I thought you were terrible at football. Didn't deserve to even play football ever again in your life, and he was good. Second apology is to Mark Murphy. And we titled an episode a couple weeks ago. Why would Mark Murphy say that? We're only going to give Jordan Love half a season or whatever to see what he can do. Maybe it's because Sean Clifford's the guy.
Stop. Let's not. No. Don't you? No, we're not doing this.
I do not think that he's the guy.
No.
I also don't, but hey, do
These
it again.
are 26 passes. We can't give him and Mark Murphy forgiveness here.
How many less than that from Jordan Love?
It's fair.
Like total. It's pretty
fair.
close.
Fair.
He's for sure played more football than Jordan Love ever in his entire life. He's played more football.
He played fucking 12 years at Penn State.
He's older than Jordan Love. Jordan Love hasn't played football for 3 years.
Yeah.
I think you could argue he's strung together better passes than Jordan Love.
Mm-hmm.
I think he looks sturdier too. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it.
Are you calling him fat, Janet?
No.
In the spirit of
sturdier, like he took some hits and like was all right. I feel like Jordan Love would have broken with those hits.
Yeah, Janet, these shows have kind of gotten off the rails since you've been gone, but like in the spirit of Lombardi Sweep, like we have no reason not to believe that he can surpass Jordan Love in 6 games.
Hey, Jordan Love couldn't win a quarterback competition. Sean Clifford did, kicked Will Levis out of town.
Yeah.
Both are in the NFL now. So
you know what? I'm gonna do it. I think Sean Clifford would have beat the Chiefs last year. Or 2 years ago. I think he would have done it.
I don't know. Who are we to decide what would have happened? All we can say is there's a chance Sean Clifford is the next Packer Hall of Fame quarterback. And wouldn't that be a shock?
Probability.
Wouldn't that be the most incredible thing about it? I will stop saying bad shit about Brian Gutekunst if he figured that out. That would have been the most impressive display I've ever seen in my life. Brian says he's surprised in the offseason Green Bay didn't bring in Teddy Bridgewater. Would have been a good addition. I think that's fair. I just think, they just really want to get any quarterback competition to the complete side of Jordan Love. They don't even want a competition. And any veteran, regardless of how failed they have been in the NFL, I feel like it would have had to be a competition.
I thought they would have brought Josh Rosen in, to be honest.
One didn't surprise me.
Like, just to make it like, hey, we brought someone in. He was a high draft pick. He's been in the league a while. But obviously, Jordan Love's going to beat him out.
I would do some disgusting things to get Tyrod Taylor on this team, man.
Why? Okay, different show, but we need to stop putting Tyrod Taylor in preseason games.
Yeah.
The guy's earned his fucking stripe.
I saw that.
He should not be out there taking hits, getting destroyed.
He's taken enough in the regular season and from team doctors, man. Give him a break.
Yeah, knock it off, Giants. He's fine. He
nearly beat Mr. December on the road. Show some respect.
No kidding. Other stuff I have written down from the preseason game, that Jordan Love touchdown to Dobbs. I thought that was a really good concentration catch by Dobbs. That won't be a completion in the regular season. Like, it just would be batted down or intercepted, but fine play by Jordan Love, I think.
Well, we would throw that pass to David Bakhtiari in the regular season.
That's true. And that's completion every time.
Yeah.
Except for, the one time it happened, I guess.
Yeah, right.
But we haven't
That
even
game is still fucking wild, man. How do we lose that game?
We haven't factored in LaFleur red zone play calling yet,
right?
In terms of predictions, because there's games the Packers have won that they're going to lose because of Matt LaFleur.
Well, and Anders Carlson.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's already in my predictions.
Mm-hmm.
He's so good at football. Packers starters, they just kept blitzing, which was kind of a cheap move by Joe Barry.
Incredible.
Which it's not, though, because now everyone's like, Packers defense is here to fucking play.
Yeah, it's funny as hell. Just the thought of blitzing some quarterback who's not even going to make the team on the other side is so funny.
It's so stupid.
It's so funny.
So then the starters got 3 plays. What did you accomplish?
Yeah. We've been talking for years about imagine if Joe Barry would blitz and want to have cornerbacks 15 yards off on 3rd and 1. Jake Browning is behind center and he fucking throws the house at him 20 times in a row.
Good for him. As long as Joe Barry's having fun, let's keep him entertained while everything else. Let's just keep the train moving. Here's something negative I wrote down though. So sorry, Joe. We're doing a compliment sandwich here. Linebackers continue to stand on top of each other's feet, and I don't fucking get it. That's just an alignment thing. If it's on the players, then they shouldn't play football. But I think it's a Joe Barry thing. But every time they get sucked in and stand on top of each other, there's a massive play. Go look at that Trenton Irwin catch that he bobbled. That was the case there.
Zach, it's something you learn the first year you ever play football.
Yeah, well, football or basketball,
any sport,
anything you're playing the zone, just stay away.
Anything in life, driving.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Anything in life, it's the same concept.
It's insane. Quay Walker doesn't know where he is at any point. He's like the Roy. Oh, I shouldn't say this, but he's kind of like the Royce Newman of the defense.
He is.
Except for he's talented. Royce Newman's not. Royce Newman put on quite the Royce Newman display at this game as well, by the way. He's great.
The fact that some people were defending Royce Newman on Twitter was just disgusting.
People argued with me. People sent me death threats in my fucking DMs. And now everyone's like, oh, man, I knew he was a scrub. I'm like, stop it. You threatened my life because I told the truth. So stupid. Brian hopes Quay Walker has a monster year, and I do too. I'm gonna say it like it is. He's extremely athletic. That's what his game is, I guess, for better or worse. Yeah.
Brian asked a question, and this kind of relates to it a little bit, but he asked a question a couple of minutes ago, asking us if we think defense has pieces to be dominant. We've talked about the defense a lot on this show. But to your point, I think there are athletes on this defense. It's just I don't think there's many good football players in this defense.
It's just every player is pretty good individually.
Right.
It's just there's no glue guys, there's no team guys, there's no cohesiveness. That too. There's just no fluidity between the positions, between the assignments, between anything. It's 11 guys playing for themselves.
Well, and this gets back to when we were first writing articles about who they were going to hire. Wade Phillips, his defense wouldn't be looking like this.
No.
There's no way. First of all, the Packers would have made it to a Super Bowl. Second of all, there's no way. Wade Phillips would still have a great defense that he'd be able to cover holes that are there for sure.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about day one, Joe Barry's here. His philosophy, it does fall on Joe Barry. His philosophy is just, we're going to bring pressure. We're going to play fast. We're going to make mistakes going 100 miles an hour. The old cliche, he follows that to a fucking T. And he brings pressure all the time that just doesn't get there. So then when you bring pressure that doesn't get there, then everyone's out of position. There's missed tackles, and there are blown assignments for big plays. And that's the Joe Barry experience. It's really, really annoying.
Dude,
But
Jim
the last year of
Schwartz. Jim Schwartz would be awesome. I love that man.
He's great. Jim Schwartz would be great. I mean, Wink would be electric. Get both Ryan brothers, Rex and Rob, on the sideline. That'd be fun. So many more fun ways to
The
go
ghost
about
of Buddy Ryan.
Buddy Ryan. Jim Leonard. Give Jim Leonard the job next year. He doesn't need to stay in Illinois for
Fuck Jim Leonard.
Fuck Jim Leonard. Yeah, he passed up on a great job to do what? Underachieve at Wisconsin and go to the enemy? Nah, man.
Which job?
Which job did he underachieve at?
Alabama.
No, that he passed up.
Alabama.
Oh, didn't we give him the defense coordinator at Green Bay that he turned down?
Yeah, and look what happened.
Yeah, because he's a dipshit.
Yeah, we wanted him here.
The job when he had the chance, man.
No.
I agree with Trevor.
His time's coming. Come on.
And behind big fat Bielema, hell no. I like Bielema, but like nobody cares about
It sounds like it.
Nobody cares about Illinois ever.
Bielema's worse than Leonard.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's what are we arguing there?
You guys are arguing the same point. You just have different reasons for it.
No. Why are we saying fuck Jim Leonard?
Because he went to Illinois.
Who cares?
Yeah.
I do.
Collect the paycheck.
No. You can go anywhere else in the world outside of Minnesota and Illinois, and you pick fucking Illinois, man.
I think it's
just Wisconsin because there's people there he knows. He worked with everybody there.
Right.
He's worked with a ton of people at other schools, though.
Not Illinois is just Wisconsin 2.0. They just built a Wisconsin staff.
There's gotta be a different team.
It's because Alabama was there, the NFL was there, and he ended up at Illinois. Fuck that guy.
He's collecting a paycheck from Wisconsin this year. He can't take a paid gig.
Yeah, should have stayed with Wisconsin.
No, he can't. He needs to collect the paycheck.
What kind of idiot gets a free paycheck and then doesn't just sit on the couch, man? Come on.
Because you got to be around football. If you're not there, then you just get forgotten about and never get back in the coaching pool.
Should have went to Alabama.
Relax. Relax on Jim.
Should have gone to Alabama. Never. No, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
I want to end the show. I'm disgusted with you. This is inexcusable.
He's better than Pat Fitzgerald. I'll give you that.
On this show. I love Pat Fitzgerald. Pat Fitzgerald is one of the best coaches I've ever seen.
Not in the showers.
He did nothing wrong, though. He literally did none of it. It's so frustrating. It's so annoying. Anything else I actually want to talk about? Fuck you guys. Offensive line. I think the best offensive line is David Bakhtiari, Elton Jenkins, Zach Tom. Who was I putting at right guard? Oh, Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan played so fucking good. I'm so happy he's back. And then, what's his? Oh, sorry, no, Runyon at center, and then Zach Tom at right tackle. That's the best five. That's what the Packers should go with.
It's really kind of funny how it's worked. Like when the draft first happened, I think Tom and Newman were in the same draft class, right?
Yep.
If I remember correctly. And everybody's
no. 1 year after.
1 year after. But it's always funny how like the guys that the media hypes up, they always get put above, the guys who are actually good players like Zach Tom. And then you see, oh, wait, there's a reason we were hyping them up. It's because they bring nothing else to the table. Like we knew Tom was one of the best 5 offensive linemen. So it's nice to see at least, I feel like partially last year most people got that, but it's nice to see that it's driven home that this dude needs to start on the offensive line if the offensive line is going to have a chance.
He's a for sure starter. It's just they don't know if they're going to put him at center or right tackle. And even though he's probably best at guard, they just have no other options at the other positions. But Runyon played, a lot of people played center. How many people played? 5 people played center. Mpe played the most. Then it was Zach Tom, John Runyon, Josh Myers, and Cole Schneider. And the best clearly was Zach Tom. However, I thought Runyon was the second best by quite a bit. So if he just moves over from guard to center, and Sean Ryan played a shit ton of guard. He played 48 snaps in the game. Like, if he can be clean and just know the playbook and be good, I mean, this is the guy that they drafted him to be. They should be playing him. He's a 3rd round pick. And he's good.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, Zach. I will say the Jim Leonard conversation, half of it was me trying to gaslight you, but now I'm going to put you up on a soapbox here. How easy is the transition between guard and center?
It's pretty easy. I feel like any offensive lineman of all time can play center.
Okay.
That's my personal opinion. And that's coming from a person who would have, like, center was my best position probably. And I'm saying center is it's a joke. You can be good at center, but like you can hide so much shit in center. The people who don't know how to snap, that's how you can tell they are just not athletic or good at anything in life. But all the Packers guys, from what it seems like, can snap. Yeah, I'm just not a Myers guy. He just doesn't know what he's really doing. He thinks too much. I think he's in his head.
Yeah.
He kind of just needs to be traded.
And to your point about centers, like, if you can noticeably fuck up at center, you suck at center.
Yeah. Snap wise, bad. There's some hard knocks moments where it's like, come on, buddy. Like, I don't know how it's hard to snap a football. It really doesn't. It makes no sense. But just blocking wise, it's truly step right, step left, get help. That's all center is. So, and half the time, that's not going to be the case with Jordan Love under center. But like with Aaron Rodgers under center, that you're also not covered. You're uncovered.
Right.
So truly, just float or just run towards where the ball's supposed to be ran. Like, that's all it is. It's such an easy position. So anything else to say about the offensive line? Caleb Jones. Good for fucking Caleb Jones. That made me so excited.
He's a big motherfucker.
He's like 370, 380. Yeah. He's still a work in progress, but I thought he looked decent. I thought he looked pretty good. He moved his feet a lot better than I thought he would have. I'm proud of him. Rasheed Walker was bad. That kind of made me feel bad watching him play. He's better than that, though. He'll be better.
The only good Rasheeds are in the NBA.
Are there any Rasheeds right now?
Probably not. I'm just thinking of Rasheed Wallace. That's
Rashid Shaheed.
Rashid Shaheed, yeah. He's a good player.
I still don't think that he's a real person.
Doesn't seem like it.
No.
I said Carrington Valentine had good plays at corner. I thought LaFleur did a good job at protecting the O-line. Yes. Meaning the passes came out really quick. That was clearly the game plan. That's probably going to be the game plan going forward. Obviously, that works against what you want, Trevor, with Love throwing the ball down the field. And both things probably should happen. But LaFleur did a good job protecting the O-line, and then he had Love go on the perimeter a lot. He also had Clifford do that as well. So, one, that led to Love not getting pressured at all, which is great. That also led to Matt Schneidman saying the Packers have a top 3 offensive line. That's a laughable statement. One of the funniest things of my week. Really made my day. But the Packers, it shows how you can protect an offensive line when you don't have the greatest players. That's like what I was saying with the Bengals a couple years ago, why they were so terrible. They just never did that. But if LaFleur can do this, maybe the Packers aren't going to be terrible this year. Maybe. Maybe. Close your eyes, Trevor. Close your eyes. Okay?
10-7. Woo!
We're in the pistol. We're in the pistol, okay? Quarterback and pistol.
I fucking hate the pistol.
No. Get ready for this. It's going to be incredible. Ball snapped. Obviously, you got a running back in each side and the back. What? We got a full house backfield in the pistol.
Yep.
Taking the first play action, rolling out to the right, throwing it to Luke Musgrave up the seam. It's going to be beautiful. Which quarterback did you think of? And tell me.
It was Alex Magoo.
Damn it. Alex Magoo.
I knew who you were going for. Otherwise, I would have picked Clifford. I'm going to be honest.
Does Sean Clifford wear a headband? In my mind, he does.
He should. If Sean Clifford wears a headband, he automatically is going to gain the respect of the entire locker room. It's just how it works.
He just feels like a headband guy.
What are you guys talking about?
Like one of those ninja headbands, like Jimmy Butler had before it got outlawed.
How are Jimmy Butler and Sean Clifford any remotely close to same person?
Okay, you know who is the same person
Jimmy
though?
Butler was
Heineke, Sam Howell, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, they're fun. Sean Clifford's not fun yet.
Yeah, well,
Luke, watch the game after this. It was one of the most fun preseason performances of the week. Legitimately, he was great.
Yeah, I don't disagree. He needs a personality to wear a headband.
Maybe the headband is the personality, though.
Oh, it's like the mask.
Let's just be glad he isn't a dipshit and doesn't put mayo in his coffee.
Janet, are you happy you're back? Is this the conversation you missed?
Why did you bring that back, Trevor? Why did you
I
talk
had to.
about the mayo in the coffee?
I
Stoof,
agree with
it's
you,
too soon
Curry.
to be doing that, buddy.
I was having a great time until you mentioned that.
Me and Janet
No,
just been giggling over here while you guys been
I
going
don't.
at each other.
There's
I'm
only
shook from the Jim Leonard
one person that
Mission
can wear
successful,
the
baby.
headband.
Facts, Janet.
There's only
Gardner,
one person that can wear the headband.
hey,
Baker can do it too.
No.
Sean Clifford has a little Gardner Minshew in his game, a little bit. That's all I'm saying. We'll see if he can do it against the Patriots. If he carves up Bill Belichick, and Bill
He's
Belichick
got to
goes
be the
up to
starter.
him, Bill Belichick's going to introduce himself to Sean Clifford after the game. It's going to be the highlight of Bill's week. It's going to be incredible. And Sean Clifford might get named Week 1 starter.
If Bill Belichick comes up and says, "Hey, I'm Bill Belichick," Sean Clifford would be like, "Hey, how long you been coaching?" that would make me. That's a headband guy.
For sure. That is a headband guy.
Yeah.
That's correct. Can't wait for it. Anything else to say about the game
Just,
that happened?
we kind of touched on it, but like, you can't have a kicker that's drilling 45 yarders and then 3 for fucking 5 on extra points. Like, field goals is bad enough, but 3 for 5 on extra points, man. Like,
Facts,
holy shit.
I saw a lot of people saying, mentioning how Daniel Carlson missed all those kicks in Minnesota and then he became good.
Wow.
Does that give you any feeling of hope?
No.
No.
None.
Okay.
I just don't think that people realize how critical Mason Crosby was until like now we don't have him.
Especially because like 4 games a year, Carlson's playing, or no, 2 games a year he's playing in Denver, and the other half the season he's playing in a dome. I shouldn't be impressed by that change.
No dome. Sorry.
I mean, Daniel Carlson's definitely better now than he was in Minnesota, though.
He is, but like he does have help.
Minnesota just can't field any kickers that can do anything. It just doesn't make sense. Okay, so obviously Packers are joint practicing with the Patriots. This is the only home preseason game that the Packers have this summer. In terms of things we're looking forward to, I assume, at least out of the starters and stuff, we might get another drive, especially the defensive starters. But the same people who played the first one will probably play this one.
Yeah.
I don't expect to see a David Bakhtiari, people like that, because he's getting all the reps he needs in the joint practices. But obviously, Jordan Love needs as many actual game snaps as possible. So I could see a first quarter out of him. And so excluding that, obviously, we all want to see Jordan Love play because obviously. What else are you looking forward to out of the game on Saturday, Janet?
What else? Let's see. I'm like on teacher mode. I haven't even thought that far ahead. But yeah, I think that just would be it. I mean, I feel like everyone else is going to play. I already said this, but everyone else is going to play balls out because they have nothing to lose. A lot of them are rookies. They're coming in brand spanking new, and everybody's eyes are on Jordan Love. So I think that's going to be our main focus for now. I'm excited for Reed. I'm excited for all the new wide receivers, just to come in and play. That's it. Like you said, it's boring right now.
No, Janet. To go off of that, to stay along with the offensive weapons, like there's a real battle for this third running back spot right now. I would imagine that we're probably going to see a lot of guys get a lot of carries in these next 2 coming games. And Zach, that kind of goes hand in hand with the offensive line that you broke down there for us. So I guess probably the run game is what I'm most interested in seeing. And, how much does that help set up, short passes, intermediate passes, play action passes. But, we've been saying it since Aaron Rodgers left the team. Like, this team is going to be a running team. Let's see him run the fucking ball in the preseason here.
For me, I'm going to say the same thing I said last week. I'm going to say the safeties. I'm interested in them. I didn't see enough because guess what? The Packers were in the quarterback's lap every play. I think Bill Belichick is going to scheme that better. I think their offensive line is better. And I think they're going to be able to maybe not expose, but like, make it tougher for the safeties, and the Bengals did. So I'm still waiting to see how that shakes out, because I'm not sold on that safety depth yet.
One person who played really well, I thought he played safety. I think he played a few snaps in slot and in the box as well. Person I liked, obviously, in the draft, Anthony Johnson Jr. I didn't think he would be given a fair shot to make the roster. I'm still not convinced he will, but I thought he played really well. So hopefully he gets the snaps again. I would love for him to be backup safety, backup slot, playing multiple positions, also playing special teams. I think he could be an outstanding depth player for the Packers if given the opportunity. I'm also obviously super excited to watch Sean Ryan play again. Last year, like it was so odd how he completely disappeared.
Off the face of the earth.
Off the face. No one even gave a thought about where is Sean Ryan, and then all of a sudden he got suspended, and everyone's like, "Oh, what a loser!" Like that was his entire season in a nutshell. That was it. And now he's finally on the field, and he had his ups, he had his downs, but clearly he was a high upside player. I still think he could be good. And if he can win the starting guard job, I think that changes the entire look of the Packers offensive line, and it makes them seem slightly smarter than they actually are. They still don't have a real tackle, but I think he could be really good, and it could help the Packers just trade away Josh Myers, rinse their hands of it, and, be on their merry way.
I will. This is the second week in a row that Stoof Curry has talked about Trippie Redd. I assume he's talking about Eric Stokes. I don't even know if there's a spot for Eric Stokes on this team.
Yeah.
No.
Just kidding.
Yeah, essentially. If the Packers, man, when he comes back, if the Packers somehow took, I don't even know who you'd take off the field. If they took Keyshawn Dixon off the field,
crazy.
It would be so stupid. It would be.
Yeah.
And I like Valentine and Valentine. I'm not as sold as other people, but they look better than Stokes, in my opinion.
They've been playing. They played pretty well. We'll see if they can do it consistently. Shamar still had some plays. He can still fly around and hit people. Other safeties. Who's the other guy that I thought played well?
Levitt, Savage, Owens.
It was someone I never thought of. Where the hell is he? Tavarius Moore. I thought he played pretty well too. And so if he's somehow in the mix now too, like you said, there's an open competition. It's truly an open competition. And I feel like Savage's spot shouldn't be safe either. He played only 3 snaps in the last game. I would love to see him play more, because I don't think he should be resting easy right now.
Agreed.
But yeah, anything else about this week?
I'm excited to watch Malik Cunningham.
I knew it. I was about to say it to get you riled up. Malik Cunningham's in town, baby.
Yeah, he's a dog.
He is. He is. I wonder if we see Ezekiel Elliott too.
Ooh,
Ty Montgomery. Ty Montgomery might reap a little revenge there.
Some booze.
Don't boo. If you're there, don't be the guy to boo Ty Montgomery. Let him go. Like, it wasn't his fault. He went through a lot. Let Ty Montgomery play. He's gonna be fun.
If you boo him for trying to take the kickoff against the Rams, though, I'll take it.
No, let him. He's fine. He's fine. But yeah. Oh, also, I need to see a zoom up of Steve Belichick. I haven't seen him yet this preseason. Yeah. Let Steve be the head coach.
No, I think what they do is they don't show him until like Patriots are in prime time, and that's when everyone goes nuts on him.
He just comes out of the tunnel wearing that like cut off.
Yeah. Licking his lips.
Like he's in the WWE or something.
Ray Lewis intro. Just the fireballs. Start of the second quarter. That's when Steve comes out. That'd be incredible.
What was that? Like, thinking back at it when Ray Lewis, like, what was that?
It was incredible.
Like eating grass.
Yeah.
Too. Like, dude, we didn't forget you killed a man.
How come nobody asked any questions when that was going on?
Who are you asking him to? The murderer who's coming out the fire?
Dude, is fucking like Ray Lewis is like took like rabies from Blue Mountain State before every game. Thad Castle. How are you that passionate about anything in your life?
I'm seeking it though. I'm chasing that dragon. I would need a little bit of whatever Ray Lewis is on.
Yeah, and on the opposite side,
Luke, that's the way I enter my kindergarten class every day.
And on
And
the
they all
opposite side, we need to ask questions about no Sean Marino, man. That tier was way too big. We got some questions there.
Yeah, that was wild. That was impressive. We'll be back next week to recap the Patriots game, preview the final preseason game, and maybe talk a bit of final depth chart, roster cuts, stuff like that. Subscribe, rate us 5 stars.